3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, another brew day today. School holiday, so I'm doing quite a few of them. And today I'm just going to do a similar batch to the last one with Amarillo, Citra and Mosaic hops. My grain bill for this one is kilo Marisota, 150 grams of Vienna malt, 150 grams of Cara malt, so hopefully get a little bit darker beer. And then I'm going to add no hops during the boil, and then I'm going to add steep for 30 minutes with half an ounce of Mosaic on 30 minutes. 15 minutes I'm going to do a quarter of an ounce of Amarillo Citra 50-50 mix, and then the same quarter ounce 50-50 Citra and Amarillo at 5 minutes. Then I'm going to whirlpool, and then I'm going to transfer it into my carboy. The thing for me today is I'm going to recirculate a lot more than I've done in the past. So I'm going to do it half an hour of steady recirculation and hoping to get a clearer wort, because the sediment in the last one was horrific, and I need to find a better way of getting the beer out of a carboy because I made a right mess of it and there's loads of sediment in the bottles. But we'll see how it goes. It should be okay, pretty standard batch really, and on to our brew day. Okay, so I've got my grain in now, and like last time, I've just got my littlest burner on my stove on the lowest setting possible, and we're bang on 66 degrees. And if it's anything like last time, with the burner on really low, it should stay at 66 degrees really nicely. Just one thing I missed out from my little spiel before is today I'm going to be using this Mangrove Jack M15 Empire Ale yeast. It says suitable for Scottish heavy ales, which this isn't, American amber ales, which I'm hoping this might be, I suppose. It could be classed as that, maybe. Sweet stouts and more. A top fermenting ale yeast suitable for a variety of full-bodied ales with exceptional depth. Ferments with full, rich, dark fruit flavours, which isn't exactly what I'm looking for, but willing to give it a go. Attenuation medium, so that's a bit like the US-05, that. I didn't get as much alcohol out of the US-05 as I've done with the Liberty Bell or the California yeast. So I'll probably get about 4.5% out of it, I think. But that's what we're going to use, and just going to leave that now for half an hour at 66, and then I'll come back to it and start recirculating. So we're about halfway through the boil now, and I'm going to start to recirculate. And to do it, I'm just going to keep a constant stream running out of my ball valve there, and I've got 2 little jugs, and I'm going to run off about half a litre each time. I'll do a quick swap round so I don't get any wort on the floor and upset the boss and get ants in the house, and then see how clear the wort becomes over the half an hour of recirculating. See if it clears up at all. I'm hoping it will, but we'll see. Okay, so we're going to start recirculating now, and I've just drawn off my first bit, and that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to recirculate for the next half hour or so, and see how clear it gets. I'm going to be patient with it, and I'm going to do it for half an hour, and we'll see how clear it goes. So let's have a quick look at what it actually looks like after half an hour. So we've been going at it now for about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, and from what it was, it is now like that. And I think that is definitely getting there. It is a lot clearer. Like from there, I can see the bottom of the jar, of the jug. Well, maybe not, you can't see it on there very well, but it's definitely clearer than what it was. So what I'm going to do is maybe have a go, an hour go, before I get a little pump, because I'm definitely going to get a little pump. That's going to help no end, and just have it running round all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decant it now and then start my sparge, and I'm looking for a boil volume of 7.25 litres. I'm going to boil it down to 5 litres, and then I'll add my hops in, and off we go. So we're at the end of the boil now. I've just put my first bit of hops in. It's a half ounce of Mosaic. I'm going to let it steep for half an hour, and I've got a little dish over there. I've got 2 editions of 50-50 Amarillo and Citra, half an ounce each. I think I need to give a little bit of thought as to how I continue with this, because I was quite happy with how the recirculation went and how clear the wort went, and I sort of drained off as much of it as I could, and then did the sparge, and it just put all the cloudiness back into the wort. So when I put it all back in together, all the cloudiness had come back into the wort, and it's sort of made no difference at all, really. So that's like 45 minutes. Well, it was 45 minutes of wasted effort. I did learn something from it, but it's 45 minutes of wasted effort that I don't want to do again. So I need to do a little bit of reading now about how to keep the sparge water clear. Because if you put cloudy water into clear wort, it's just going to go cloudy again, isn't it? So I'll have to do a bit of reading around that. So I did a bit of a pre-boil test, and the gravity reading was neither in there, didn't make any difference to me. But the next thing I want to do is, after I've steeped the hops, I'll cool it down, whirlpool it, and then we'll take a gravity reading then, and we'll pop it in a demijohn ready for fermentation with the Empire's M15 yeast. So I'm done with my steep now, and I'm just transferring the wort over into another pan so I can cool it down. It's currently just under 50 degrees, but this is how effective my new pan setup is. Remember, I put a ball valve and a bazooka valve in it, and I've done the boil, and as you can see in the pan, that is what's left. All that horrible gubbins. And I think the bazooka filter has done quite a good job of filtering it out, actually. So hopefully when it's whirlpooled, I can siphon it into my carboy, and it'll get even more particles out of it, and it should be even clearer. Okay, so we've cooled the wort down now, and it's just sat here after it's been whirlpooled, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to siphon it off into my carboy, which is just over there. But here's a little sample of the beer, and here's my new hydrometer, which I don't like, it's too long and thin, because I dropped my other one the other day, which is why I didn't brew on Tuesday. So let's have a go, see what the... Oh. So we're at 10:52 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it to the carboy, pitch the Empire Ale yeast, and then bunger up in under stairs and leave it for a week, see what happens. What I am happy with is the recirculation, how that worked. I'm really pleased with that. That is quite a bit clearer than I expected. It's not brilliantly clear, as you can see, but it's clearer than what it's normally been, and I'm hoping that if I siphon here, it'll become even clearer, and when all the sediment drops out whilst it's fermenting, hopefully we'll be able to get a nice transfer of beer across, nice and clear, so it's even clearer in the bottle. I do have one bottle, actually, a brew that I did the other day. I'll just get it. There's a bottle of what I've called Twinkle's Heatwave, because it was done when it was absolutely roasting hot, which is 28 or 29 degrees here, which is probably, I don't know, 80, 82 degrees, which for UK, northwest of the UK, is roasting hot. But as you can see, that's been sat in the bottle, and you know, that's pretty clear. There's a bit of sediment on the bottom there, but that's pretty clear, and you'll notice my label there. So what I've got is I've got the name, the day it was ready to be to drink. That's the percentage, which is 6.04. I've got my yeast there, my original and final gravities, and then here, because this was a boil, I've got my hop additions. So we can see I've got 0.6 of an ounce on 45 minutes of Citra, and then it's 0.2 of an ounce at 10 minutes of Amarillo, and 0.2 of an ounce at 5 minutes of Amarillo. So that was the that was the recipe for it, and that's how I'm doing my labels. So what was the yeast? Mangrove M44, and it is really, really nice, really grapefruity to taste, and really sort of tropical smell to it. But what I'm going to do, I've got 4 or 5 beers now, and I'm going to do a taste test and get leathered in the garden one nice day and see if I can manage to get some flavour information out about how the beer's going, how the hops worked, and how it relates to the recipe. So as my hello cat. So as Jason says on Barley and Hops TV, check his YouTube channel out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and go out and brew some beer.